Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an East versus West pre-event interview. I'm your host, Ryan Turner, and I have the privilege of sitting down with one of our elite athletes, Devon Larratt.
North American right and left champion of the super heavyweight division.
Forgive me, the North American champion. We have a lot to get to. We're going to talk training, nutrition, background, and oh, by the way, he has a huge match on Saturday against Corey West. Bit of a curveball, very exciting, and so we're going to dig into all of it. Couple pieces of housekeeping first. If you haven't yet, you can find a link in the description for the event. Do not miss it. This is historic. It is a stacked card headlined by none other than John Brzenk in a legendary rematch against Yoshinobu Kanai. So you don't want to miss this one. Make sure you check that out. Second, we are giving away a signed strap signed by Devon Larratt to somebody who likes, shares, and comments on this video. So go ahead and do that, and you could be the lucky winner of a Devon Larratt signed strap. So with that out of the way, I want to start this interview a little bit different than normal. I have some quotes. I have some quotes that I want to read to you. The first one is this: he has nothing. No options, zero, nowhere. I will destroy him. And do you know who said that?
That sounds very familiar.
It sounds familiar. It should sound familiar.
That sounds pretty familiar.
It sounds pretty familiar. That was you, Devon, about your match with Corey.
Corey?
Yeah.
I say something similar about a lot of guys, yeah. But,
I do have to specify. Yeah. This time it was about Corey. To be fair, it's been true a lot of the time. So do you mean all that? Is this part of a game, or does Corey actually have no chance? Should we just cancel the match outright? Is this a waste of time? Talk to me.
I think that it's never a formality to take a North American title.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm disappointed with the USA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really disappointed. I mean, I've been the best in North America in the right hand for more than 50% of the last 20 years, easily. And, last time I was best in North America was like 2012, 13 when I beat Travis. But, I shouldn't be coming back and winning this thing.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, top of the MGM.
Yeah.
So first of all, saying you're disappointed in the USA in Texas of all places is dangerous. Maybe we can cut that from this video before we post it.
I want to face the best. Corey West is the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is the strongest guy you have. I've been watching Corey since he came into the sport.
Yeah.
I watched this guy's raw strength. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of human beings with the raw strength that Corey West has. The things that I've seen, him breaking that lock, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah. Freak behavior,
Nobody does that. Train with Michael.
Yeah. You see him deadlift a car?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. The lock is what really,
Really?
That's the thing that really
the
freaks,
hamstring.
yeah, that freaks me out a bit.
Yeah.
I do mean it though. Yeah, I think I'm going to beat him up.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think it's like a no options kind of thing. I think that he's a serious threat, obviously. And I just think that I'm just better than him.
Really?
I'm just better than him.
Okay.
I'm going to beat him up.
Fair enough, yeah. Well, on that note, I have a second quote. It's 55-45 in Corey's favor. Do you know who said that?
Now that sounds like someone who had to say that. That sounds like a real home court advantage type of scenario.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I was in Georgia, I was sitting with Levon, and Levon said 50-50. You know, and I'm looking at him, and he knows.
Yeah.
He knows I'm going to kill him.
Okay.
And that's something somebody says that that's a home court kind of thing.
Yeah. For the viewers listening, that would be Michael Todd sticking up for his boy Corey.
Yeah.
But you didn't believe him. You didn't believe him.
He's lying.
He's lying.
He is lying, and he
Fair
knows
enough.
he's lying. The thing is he's got to say that. That's his guy.
Yeah.
That's his training partner. He does not think it's 55-45. He thinks that it's probably 75-25, maybe more like 85-15 with Corey maybe having his best chance to win a round.
80 a round. So no chance of winning the entire.
He probably thinks that if he won the thing, that it would be the greatest celebration in the history of Corey's life.
Okay.
And,
I mean, probably, yeah.
And that he, I think that Michael has to think this way because he doesn't think he's got a chance of beating me, so he doesn't think that Corey's got a chance of beating me.
So it's a proxy for himself. That, I got to talk to Michael at some point during this event. This is good. You saw Corey when he got in a strap with Tobias. That's got to give you a little bit of pause.
Strong.
He's strong.
He's
super
real strong. Corey West is real strong.
Are we going to see you two in a strap? You going to let it go there? You going to try to go there?
The thing is arm wrestling and being in a strap is a synonym. Like, if it went the entire distance without going in a strap, it was horribly played by him.
Well,
there's no scenario.
Yeah.
There's no scenario where I lose without a strap.
Yeah.
I don't lose without a strap.
I see the logic in that because if you're going to lose, get a free second chance. Why just take the loss? I get that.
He might lose without a strap.
Well, we saw it happen.
Right.
So we definitely saw some room for improvement against Tobias, but for those who may have not seen it, once Corey gets in a strap, you might as well tie yourself to a Mack truck. It was straight to the pad, it lets out that roar. So, Devon, I'm just saying, be ready. Be ready. He's got a lot of horsepower. I'm sure you are.
I don't even believe that. I love it when people say stuff that they don't believe.
You.
I love it. It's okay. I know you have to say this stuff.
I don't. But listen, I certainly don't want any piece of Corey left-handed. I'm hoping for a great match, but you are looking gigantic. On that note, what are you weighing in right now? If we brought a scale over, what would it say?
I'm probably about 340 or 350.
Okay, without the weighted backpack on, what?
I'm probably like 295.
295.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, so good burger and shake. And
295, maybe 300. I don't know. Yeah, somewhere around there.
And you comfortable there? Do you kind of walk around with that weight up in Canada? Or?
I'm doing my best to stabilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. So I did a hard push for Gennady. I gained a ton of weight, a ton of strength, and I have aspirations to continue to rise in the super heavyweight division while I am able.
Yeah.
So I am going to do my best to stabilize at 300 so that I can push to greater heights.
Okay. You want that to be base camp now, right? Let your body adapt because it's a lot. It's a lot on your tendons, ligaments, and so you do need to give your body some time. You can't just go 0 to 100. So, okay. Love to hear it. So there's a lot more to get to, but there is one more quote that I found very interesting, and I'd be doing a disservice to everyone watching if I didn't bring it up. You said, "Something in me comes out on game day," and you haven't felt that yet.
That's true.
And I've obviously watched every single one of your matches. In fact, you were the first match I've ever seen. You were my introduction to arm wrestling. And if there's one thing about you, it's that Devon on game day is a completely different beast than you in any other scenario. You can see it, you can hear it, and I'm sure your opponents can feel it. So could you take us into what it's like being inside your mind on game day? What is that inside you that comes out? Can you do it at will? Do you have to have the crowd and the environment and that opponent staring at you across the table? Tell me about that.
Everything helps. But I learned about it when I was very young.
Yeah.
And I continued to develop it. And I really developed it a lot during my time in the service.
Okay.
And what it is it's letting yourself really become violent, letting yourself become a different kind of person. Like the person who I am when I compete wouldn't be good to live with, wouldn't be a good team member, wouldn't be a good guy to have a business deal with, wouldn't be, but when you put him right at the front, right in the battle, he's going to make all the very quick and easy decisions that lead to victory.
Tip of the spear.
Yeah, and I love to put myself there. It makes me feel very alive. Ideally, I like a bit of time.
Yeah.
I do some breathing. I do some postural shifts.
Sure.
and then I just allow myself to become this person. But in practice, I'm very giving.
Yeah.
I'm never there to hurt anybody. I'm always there to exchange energy. I'm there to give and take. More give, really, quite honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
But when I am competing, I'm there to take everything and try and break you. You know, that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
And the biggest way I can break you possible. And Corey hasn't experienced that yet for me. And I know it's different. Like, even hard training and it's just different. It's different.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a very interesting answer. Would you recommend everyone work on that? Or do you think it's different strokes for different folks? Like John Brzenk, much more calm demeanor, typically, on game day. Just different things work for different people? Or do you think everyone should hone that just inner beast, inner warrior, and just let it rip on game day?
I think that you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that you have to realize that you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
And this is the place where you are encouraged to do it. And I think that the ability to do it is powerful, because you never know when you need to, have moments of strength and bravery and whatever.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, in this very safe arm wrestling environment,
Yeah.
you have two consenting adults.
Yeah.
Corey knows what he's getting into. Anybody who's across the table from me, you know what you're signing up for. You're
Yeah.
signing up for, it's arm wrestling, but it's an arm wrestling fight.
Right.
So this is your opportunity to let that part of what it is to be a human out and let it shine. We
Yeah.
can't walk around like this all the time. I think it doesn't lead to favorable outcomes.
No. You need
But
that
there's
release.
a time and place,
Yeah, I think you're hitting on something deep, something biological, because we live in an era where we live in a polite society.
Right.
Humanity was not always that way. It was a much more brutal place. You only ate what you killed. You couldn't go down to a grocery store. And so I think having those opportunities, giving yourself permission to just unleash, I think there's something cathartic about it. So really interesting stuff. Thank you.
Healthy.
Healthy. I agree.
Healthy.
I actually think it's healthy to
Part
just,
of a healthy, balanced lifestyle.
There you go. You
Yeah.
heard it first. Devon knows. Okay, moving on. I want to talk a little bit about your left arm, its shape. You kind of flipped the arm wrestling world on its head, and I saw it firsthand at my club when you introduced the party arm.
Yeah.
The whole concept of a party arm. Almost immediately, I started hearing people at my local club talk about, oh, this is my party arm.
Yeah.
And basically, for those watching, correct me if I'm wrong, party arm is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's there to do whatever, right? You want to pull? Sure, let's do it. You want to have a match? Hey, why not? Try weird things with it. You're not in there with charts and spreadsheets tracking the weight and the progress. Okay, did I gain 1%? It's your party arm. You have fun with it. Is that a fair explanation of
That's
the party?
totally fair.
We nailed it. Are you still on the party arm system on your left?
No.
No. Okay, tell me about your training and specifically how your left compares to your right. We have
Yeah.
tons of data on the right hand, not so much on the left hand.
Yeah. So I was in party arm pumpkin for, I think it was like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Basically, it concluded at Levon 2.
Yeah.
After Levon, the last time, I was like, let's just go back. And it took me a while to kind of wrap my head around it, but I thought it was like 6 years
Yeah.
that I exclusively trained my right.
But your left, you said, got like freaky good at certain things. Like it was a whip, I think was your exact
Very
term. It
fast.
was a whip, yeah.
Yes. So it was a very interesting experiment. The whole 6 years
Yeah.
was really fascinating to me. Mostly I was gathering data on the right,
Sure.
but the results from the left hand were probably more interesting, really. How it kind of kept pace,
Yep.
how it somehow fed off the inputs from the other side, how it really, by just arm wrestling and no other training, it became incredibly healthy and precise.
Yeah.
I don't think it got worse during that period.
Okay.
The conditioning certainly fell off.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So my left hand conditioning at the end of the period, like my right hand, the stamina was really, really good. Like,
Yep.
but the left, just normal. Like people, that answered a lot of questions for
Yeah.
me on, you know, why is my stamina good? It's 90% my training.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my conditioning on my left was completely normal.
Sure.
And well, anyway, so since I started, I've began progressively training it
Okay.
with weights, both heavy and rehabilitative,
Right.
as well as doing training in the club progressively as well. So I've been
Okay.
doing two-hand work with
Yep.
the left as well as the right.
Okay. Interesting.
In terms of numbers, so basically the way I train is I have my top numbers, but after every event, I wash them away,
Okay.
and I start up at numbers, and I do these progressions.
Okay.
Okay, so I sweep up towards competition,
And
and where I end up, I end up. But what's happening now is my left is starting to get closer, and it sweeps where the lifts that really matter, I'm 5 pounds off right now. Now, I haven't approached my right hand big numbers.
sure.
But where I am in the process, I'm only 5 pounds off.
Okay.
So it's walking in step with my right. In some exercises, it's matched.
Sure. And you're still in the upswing.
I'm
You
on the
have not peaked on the left. This
Not
You
even
are
close, yeah.
That is so
And the thing is so I carry, obviously my right is much better than my left.
Yeah.
I'm certain of that. But I have way more damage on my right wrist, my right elbow, my right bicep, my right shoulder, whereas my left is really, it's really pretty healthy.
not fresh as a daisy, but pretty
good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I remember you got surgery on the right elbow back in 2022.
2 surgeries. And I had 1 in my left.
Okay. What year was the left?
It was right after the 2016 finals in WL.
Okay. Does that bug you at all anymore, or are you totally recovered?
0.
Perfect.
0. My right elbow is see, my right has a lot of damage, really, like a ton of damage.
I'm sure.
But I can manage it. But my left, really, like there's nothing really.
Yeah.
Really.
Love to hear that. So no excuses.
No
excuses.
No excuses.
Corey's getting a healthy Devon.
Corey's in big trouble, yeah.
He's in big trouble.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Poor guy.
I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, and I just read Charlotte's web recently.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
not the book, but the audio.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I put that on a little bit to try and get the perspective of Wilbur a little bit, just so I could
Okay.
get in his mind a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Did that help you?
Yeah, I tried to get somewhere where I could feel pity for him,
Yeah.
but
It almost feels like you're trying to get him riled up because you want a harder match. One of the things that I saw in Corey at the last event, he didn't seem like he had that fire, right? Until he got that pin. And so I almost feel like you want the best version of Corey to show up. And so you are poking and prodding him to get that fire out. That's what it feels like to me.
I like that. I like to face the best version so that there's no excuses.
Yeah.
I like that. What I hate is hearing the whole, oh, you face injured guys. I hate that.
Yeah. If you're going to show up,
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about your training a little bit. How are you still getting stronger? You have been doing this for decades. Decades. You've tried a million different training styles. You've arm wrestled all around the world with amazing success. Number 1 right and left arm at one point, worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. And here you are telling us you're still getting stronger. What's the secret?
There's many.
Yeah.
There's many, but some of them are specific to training.
Yeah.
Some of them are specific to nutrition,
Yep.
supplementation.
Sure.
And then there's ones that are even greater than that. So I'll say at 49, I can say that I understand with a certain degree of clarity my life's purpose.
Yeah.
My life's purpose is to take care of my children.
Sure.
And other than that, it's arm wrestling.
It's arm wrestling.
I'm here to be a champion arm wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm here to develop the sport I'm here to practice the sport. I'm here to master this small piece.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling is a tiny piece of what it means to be a human, but I know that there's an infinite number of us. There's 7 billion of us, and or more. Who knows? Anyways, the number's too big. I'm allowed to try and figure out everything I can about this little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed that I have a supportive family. Financially, I am able, and I'm in a place in my life where, I wake up every morning and I realize that I'm the happiest I've ever been. So I think that so much of accomplishing what you're trying to do is to reach this place where you are at peace in your life and with your actions.
Yeah.
And this is the first and most important step. Upon that, everything is built. So I've gotten there.
Yeah.
And then I've refined my practice. And people think, weeks, months, years, decades. Even something as simple as arm wrestling, you will continue to learn for decades and decades. I've had arguably probably one of my best years in my 31st or 32nd year in the sport.
Yep.
Keep an open mind. You will gather people close to you who can help you in ways that you had no idea.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky to have that happen. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the medical system.
Yep.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my wife. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for so many people along the way who've given me stem cells, who've offered me treatments, who have sponsored me and fed my family,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Embracing the simplicity of your mission.
Right.
Yeah, putting the mission high up and realizing that you are your mission.
Okay.
I am a professional arm wrestler.
I love that. What an answer. So it's not just you getting stronger, it's your network.
Yes.
Jody's sitting right over there. It's the support system. It's everyone around you allowing you to get stronger.
Tip of the spear, buddy.
Tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear.
Oh, that's so good. On purpose, we were talking a little bit about purpose before the camera started rolling here. When did you realize arm wrestling is my purpose? This is it. I'm going to simplify my life around family and arm wrestling.
To be quite honest, it's recent.
Really?
Yeah, to the degree that I am now.
Yeah.
Like, I've always loved arm wrestling. I've loved arm wrestling since I was a kid.
Sure.
I loved arm wrestling in public school. I loved arm wrestling in high school. I loved arm wrestling when I was in the oil field, in the military. When I got out of the military and became a pro, like full time. But the thing is life is filled with distractions, Like, maybe I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah.
This thing comes along. Maybe I'm supposed to do that. But for me, I just realized that I've gone so far.
Yeah.
I think a lot of life it's really hard to pick the thing. That's really tough because what you don't want to do is do something for 20 years and then be like, that's not it. I have to go this way. And then you're a brand new dude.
Right.
And it's not like those 20 years are for nothing.
Right.
But
you don't want to restart when you're 40 and have to pursue a new. So it's a scary jump. So you're saying.
If you can do something for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, a lifetime, you will gather a lot of data, a lot of knowledge. I've been arm wrestling since I was 5. I've always loved it. Every time I look at my life and weigh it, reevaluate what is the value, what do I want to do on a day when nothing matters?
Yeah.
I want to go to the club. I want to hang with my buddies and arm wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm so simple. I'm a simple guy. That gives me happiness. That gives me pleasure. And I learn a lot from it. And the truth is I feel like I've been given permission to make this simple thing, the focal point of what it is I will leave behind.
Yeah. We're happy you did too, Devon. Okay. Wrapping things up real quick. Just want to talk about your last couple matches. Arcona. That was quite a display.
Well,
did you surprise yourself?
I really love Leonidas. What a talented guy.
Yeah.
What a cool dude. It's funny because I feel very partially responsible for his entry into sport. I've worked with Leonidas a lot. You know, I think that after Levon completely destroyed me, I think that the leagues were kind of like, oh, let's kind of help Devon kind of step up again.
Sure.
And, you know, I got Chance and then I got Leonidas. And I didn't know exactly where I was at. I mean, I assumed I was going to kill him, really. Like, look, I know he's very strong.
Yeah.
I know he's very gifted. But the thing is, he's been arm wrestling like 3 or 4 years.
There's only so much you can do.
And he's distracted.
Yeah.
He's not just an arm wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a this, he's a that. He's like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah.
And I just knew that it would be really tough for him. I hope that he sticks around. You know, I beat him pretty bad. I hope he sticks around because I think he's an exceptional athlete.
Yeah, there's no shame in losing that match to someone of your caliber, but was he strong at least? Did you feel something there?
He's very strong.
Yeah.
But as we know in arm wrestling or any kind of martial application, like the strength is important for sure.
Yeah.
But if you have a bad opening, like you're just never going to get to use it.
Yeah.
And he never got to use all those muscles that he has, all that strength that he has. He just never got to
the spot.
No, he never got it.
Okay. That leads me to this next little question. I was just curious. Would you rather be 15% faster or 5% stronger?
Stronger.
Yeah.
100%.
What do those numbers have to be until it switches?
Oh, geez. Speed in arm wrestling is great, okay?
Yeah.
Really. Like, it's awesome. But if you can play a good game, you just set up walls. And you can run as fast as you want into a wall, you know? It's both. And the thing is I am a strength-based arm wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm not a speed-based arm wrestler. I've never really, I shouldn't say never, but most of my career has been about strength and endurance as physical characteristics,
It used to be primarily a defensive hooker, right? You
was.
would dive in there and
long
catch.
ago, yeah.
So.
Yeah, strength, arm wrestling, strength is king.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair, straightforward answer there. There is one last name I want to drop here because it raises some eyebrows. Camille. Camille, what happened?
Camille's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I think Camille is in an era that's dominated by top rolling and hand control. Camille is a wild card.
Yeah.
Especially in the left hand.
Yep.
You know, there's a fair degree of flopping in the right. You know, there's a lot of high-level guys who have a good flop in their arsenal.
I know a big one in Massachusetts. Yep.
Right. But left-handed, there's not a lot of super dominant floppers.
Yeah.
The truth is that match with Vitali was really close.
Yeah.
Really close. Camille he's one of the very best left-handers, and I found that out.
Yeah.
I absolutely do want to get that match back. I think that I would love to continue to climb with the left hand.
Your current shape, does that match look different? You run that back right now? It's different?
It already looks different.
Yeah.
It looks different. Can I beat him yet?
Okay.
I think I still got a long way to go with my left before I'm at my best. I don't know where the intersection is.
Right.
I like to think I can beat him, but the truth is if you beat Kamil Jablonski, you are in that world title super heavyweight contention.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're right there.
So first you have to get through Corey.
Yeah.
But are your plans to be the top of the mountain on left? Like, do you have any plans on slowing down? Is this kind of a fun sideshow for you, or are you going for it?
No, that's the thing. I mean, I would love to see what my left is capable. I did it earlier in my career.
Yeah.
You know, when I think it was 2013, I managed to be #1 left-handed super heavyweight.
Yeah.
I think that it's possible.
Sure.
It's possible, and why not try?
I ain't gonna doubt you. Okay, to end things, rapid fire predictions. Just give me the name on who you think takes it. Hunter versus Mindaugas.
Mindaugas.
Andre versus Arson.
You know, I go with Sharkovich just because he's the home court. But yeah.
All right,
that's
fair
a tough
enough.
one.
Cody Wood or Anto?
Cody.
Okay. Hunter versus Fallon.
Hunter.
Touye versus Therian.
John Darian.
Prudnik versus Merritt.
Prudnik.
Hungerbayev versus Mask. Don't even need to ask. Oh, do I? Okay.
Of course it's Mask.
Of course it's Mask. Brisson versus Bachman. Very interesting match. Curious what you got
I've been
here.
flip-flopping on this
Have-
one.
It's you and everyone else.
I've been flip-flopping.
Yeah.
I've been flip-flopping hard.
Where are we right now? I'll ask you again tomorrow, but really? Okay. All right, interesting. Giannis Mindaugas.
Another one been flip-flopping.
Okay, who is it right now if you had to pick?
Mindaugas.
There you have it. Chafee, Svetkov.
Svetkov.
Svetkov. Brzezinski, Kanai. There we go. Devon, do you want to end with a message for your opponent?
Thanks for showing up, buddy. Thanks for giving me the title. I'll give you a rematch in a couple years. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time, Corey.
And we appreciate your time, Devon. Thank you so much. Once again, you can find a link to the pay-per-view in the description. You can watch, not that arm, the other arm, against Corey West on Saturday. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Again, like, share, subscribe, and you could win a signed strap by the man right here. We'll see you on Saturday.